What's going on, y'all? It's Combo Breaker 99. I'm back with another quick video. All right, y'all, just back with this real quick prediction for a couple of fights coming up this Saturday, February 6th on the UFC fight card. A couple of WMMA fights. Somebody asked me who I think was going to win these fights. So I said I'll go back and do a real quick prediction. No breakdowns for these here. I am going to start doing more breakdown predictions in the future. I'm going to start doing them more in advance, like a few weeks in advance or a month in advance. At times. But for these fights here, these aren't really like major fights. So I'll just give you my quick prediction on these. First up for Molly McCann and Laura Procopio. I think this is going to be a good fight. I see this fight being a banger. I feel like Laura Procopio, she can stay in the pocket. She likes to throw hands. Molly McCann, she's a boxer. She likes to also throw those heavy shots and get into a firefight at times. So I think going into this fight, we're going to see two fighters in the center of the octagon exchanging a lot. But I can also see Molly McCann trying to take it to the ground a few times when she takes a few of those one too many punches. But the stiffer, harder puncher in this one, I think, is Molly McCann. I think Laura Procopio is a little bit faster. I think she pulls back on some of her punches, but I think she throws more in volume. And she does have a good right hand. I watched one or two of her fights, and I saw that right hand that she throws. Even with Rosa, Laura Procopio was in there, landing some good right hands on Rosa in her fight. And I think she has a very in and out style. So, there'll be a lot of movement in the pocket, but there'll also be a lot of punches thrown too. So looking at this fight, I think on paper, it's more so in favor of Molly McCann just because she's the more efficient boxer in there and more stiffer puncher. But it can't look like a 50-50 fight, I think. But if I had to make a pick in this one, I'd go with Molly McCann just because I feel like she's a little bit sharper and a little bit stronger in there. And just commits more to her punches, and she does have a growing ground game. She can start sneaking those takedowns in there, and she can be a pretty high-paced fight. So I think she can at least bag 2 rounds in this fight. Might take a few hits here and there because Laura Procopio, like I said, you can't count her out. She does throw in volume. But if I had to make a pick, I'm gonna go with Molly McCann by unanimous decision in this one. As for Rosa versus Jocelyn Edwards, once again, another bantamweight fight where the stock kind of goes up. I feel like every time Jocelyn Edwards steps into these fights, the stock to the fight, the relevance to the fight actually goes up to me. I know it's Nico Montano was Rosa's opponent, but she just had so many injuries. She's been out for a while. She's been inactive for almost 2 years at a time, between like 2-year gaps, and the stock just kind of went down on Nico Montano, where you have a budding fighter in Jocelyn Edwards coming in, made her debut just like a few weeks ago, and she has something to prove. She's a fresh young fighter, so when she gets in there, substituting for Betch or substituting for Nico Montano, it definitely steps it up because the bantamweight division needs fighters like this. Rosa, very strong fighter physically, definitely has something to prove too. So when you look at this fight, I feel like it's 50-50, but I think that Jocelyn Edwards has a few more tools than Rosa. Rosa can stay in the pocket a little bit too long, but she's a strong, hard puncher though. She has very good stiff punches, good kicks, solid foundation. She's very big legs. So I think she is a hard fighter to take down. But if it goes to the ground, I kind of got to favor Jocelyn Edwards. I think her ground game is pretty sharp. Even if it stays striking, I kind of favor Jocelyn Edwards because I feel like if she uses angles and doesn't stay in the pocket, she can land some good punches because Rosa can be hit. To give a shot, she'll take a few shots. I saw Laura Procopio touch her. Vanessa Melo? She touched her a few times in those fights. It's usually Rosa coming out on top because she's the harder puncher. But I feel like those extended punches with this long reach on Jocelyn Edwards, she could do some damage. Got the reach. 70-inch reach for Jocelyn Edwards, and I think the reach is 65.5, so it's like a 4.5-inch reach advantage for Jocelyn Edwards, 3-inch height advantage, so she's the longer, taller fighter in here. A little bit lankier, it kind of looks like a flyweight, but I think she does extend those shots out, and she can definitely generate some power off those shots. So it's going to be interesting in the pocket if it goes there. But if I had to make a pick, just because I've seen a few tools in Jocelyn Edwards, I'm going to have to give it to Jocelyn Edwards probably by split decision. But I wouldn't be surprised if Rosa was able to, use her strength in this fight dirty in the clinch, landed better shots in the pocket. I wouldn't be surprised if she was to come away with the win. But if I had to look at this fight, I think it's going to be close and competitive. If it goes to the ground, I think a lot of the ground time is going to go to Jocelyn Edwards. And I think Jocelyn Edwards won't stand in front of Carol Rosa. She's going to use that reach, use angles, use that height and reach advantage, like I said. But yeah, I'm going to go with Jocelyn Edwards by a close decision. And for the first fight, I'm going to go with Molly McCann by unanimous decision. But yeah, guys, let me know in the comment section what y'all think of these fights. Who do you got? Let me know, guys. Combo Breaker 99. I'm out. Subscribe. Peace.